I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is Psychacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is people want what other people want. This is a very important principle to keep in mind, both in terms of dating and employment. And in fact, there's actually a lot of overlap between those two domains. In order to illustrate this principle, let me tell you a story. I was an actor for many years before becoming a psychologist, and I attended a prestigious acting conservatory for undergrad. And in my senior year, I was selected to participate in what we called Industry Night. Basically, the top 20 performers in the school were invited to audition in front of hundreds of agents and casting directors in order to help these performers get industry representation and launch their careers after graduation. So it was a big deal to be invited to participate in this event. And I remember going to the event, doing my best with the audition, and anxiously waiting by the phone the following morning when interested agents and casting directors were expected to reach out to the performers who caught their eye. And the next day, I got a couple of calls. At 9 a.m., I got a call from an agent at a major agency. And the very first question he asked me was, "Who else has called you?" And I truthfully confessed that he was actually the first and that I was so excited to receive his call. However, upon learning that information, he got off the phone with me very, very quickly. About an hour later, I got a call from another agent who asked me the very same question, "Who else has called you?" And this time I was able to honestly answer that I was contacted by so-and-so at this agency and that I was very excited to receive his call. And the response was, "Oh, just one other person?" This was another very short conversation. And that was it. I got 2 phone calls, and they were primarily interested in who else was interested in me. People want what other people want. And to a certain extent, this makes sense. In the absence of personal experience or direct analysis, the interest of others serves as a kind of proxy for the variable of interest. It's possible that 100 people are all wrong, but it's less likely than a single individual being wrong. So in this way, we tend to delegate our judgment onto the behavior of others. For instance, those 2 agents who called me must have been interested in me, but the apparent fact that no one else seemed to be probably suggested to them that it might be hard to represent me as a saleable commodity to others. So, try to extrapolate this principle to your work. Imagine getting invited to interview at your company of interest and being asked, "Well, who else are you talking to?" And you respond with, "No one! You're the job I really want, and I've been waiting by the phone for you to call." While that may be true, it's far less incentivizing for the company to act and make you an offer than a response like, "Actually, I've been talking to 5 or 6 other companies. I have a couple of open offers on the table, but I'm here because I'm interested in what you have to say and in what you can what we can potentially do together." This response will motivate action with respect to that particular opportunity. It also provides a sort of proxy with respect to your capacity and talent. Otherwise, it would be unlikely that all these other companies would be interested. This makes you a safer bet. It's almost like these other companies have already vetted you for your company of interest, which consequently doesn't have to look at you that closely. By wanting what other people want, people delegate responsibility for selection across a distributed network. This, of course, can be disastrous. However, if the nodes of the network in question are competent and independent, this is actually a pretty good heuristic in general. So it's always a good idea to keep creating opportunities for yourself until you have an explicit offer that you are enthusiastic about accepting. People want what other people want, which means it's not enough to be good or talented or competent. You also have to be attractive. I hope this helps. If you like what you heard, drop a comment below. And if you'd like to schedule a consultation, you can reach me at psychackspodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.